Hello kids, welcome back to another episode of App Inventor. And I know you're excited and you can't wait to see what you have for today, right? So I'm still your tutor, Hijoma. So for today, we're going to be creating a particular app named the To-Do List app. Okay, this app is where you can, it's like a timetable. Okay, like a timetable where you can type out or save all you want to do. You can schedule all you want to do for the day. You can use it as your study schedule or a daily activity or whatsoever, even any list at all that you want to create, you can make use of it and it's going to be saved right there. So this is what you're going to learn today. What we're going to learn what is a list and list view, how to add and display tags, how to save tags using TinyDB, how to delete completed tags. Okay, because of course when you complete a task, there will be no need for the tags to remain there, so you want to delete. You're also going to create room for deleting and adding as well. Then real life use of this app. This app helps you keep track of your daily work and school tasks just like a paper list, but this time around it is digital. Okay, and you know, after creating this application, you can also download it to your mobile phone and it's there. You can use it anytime instead of just writing out, making lists, and then you lose the paper. But this time around, it's going to be saved inside your phone. Okay, so what is a list? I know some of you will be wondering what a list is. Maybe someone doesn't know what a list is. But then here is the explanation, the detailed explanation of what a list is. A list is like a basket that holds many items inside it. Imagine a shopping list where you write, you want to buy milk, bread, sugar, chocolate, etc. Okay, so that's what a list is. All right. And what is list view? Remember, we'll be using this list view in our project. Okay, we'll be adding it while designing in the designer area. So list view shows all the items in a list on your screen, like a neat line of tasks. Okay, and in App Inventor, a list helps your app remember many things at once. For example, a to-do list app uses a list to save all your tasks. Each time you add a new task, it gets added to the list. And you can remove a task from the list when it is done. Alright. And what is TinyDB? We'll be using this element named TinyDB for this particular project. So TinyDB saves your list even after you close the app, just like a secret box that remembers every single thing. Okay, it's like a memory, storage, where you store and then it remembers it. Anytime you revisit your application, you're going to see that stuff you've saved, or else you deleted it by yourself. If not, it's going to remain there. So the next thing we have here is project of the day. Ta-da! All right. So here is a project of the day. To-do list. We are building a fun and simple to-do list app that helps you remember your tasks. You'll be able to add new tasks, see your full list, add delete tasks, and delete tasks you finished doing. Okay, so the first step, of course, we are going to create is to create a new project. Okay, and we're going to name our new project to-do list app. All right, so you do that, of course, in your MIT App Inventor. So you click on start after you must have typed in the name. All right, and then the next thing is to arrange our designer area. You remember what I said the designer is? Designer is the part where you get to arrange your interface, how you want your your app to look like, the look you want it to have. We've talked about it in our previous class, and I believe you're used to it by now. Okay, so without going through all the steps, let's go to MIT App Inventor and then start the project. All right, so let's do it together. Now, this is my MIT App Inventor. So I'm going to click on Create Apps. All right, we have this here, the project I was working on. So I have to click on continue, but then I'll be going back. This is a to-do list. Let's create a new project. All right, so I'm going to click on new project and I'll type to, okay, just type it together. Okay, let me just shift to do list app. To do list app. I think I have a small letter O here, which is not supposed to be that way. Okay, now you're going to click on it. It's opening up. All right, there you go. Now we have a fresh screen and a fresh interface for us to start working on. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do now is to get a header where we're going to type in the name of the application. Okay, so now we'll head on to label. But before we start, let's get a vertical arrangement. So go to layout, click on layout and look for vertical arrangement right here. We are going to add it here. So for the vertical arrangement, we'll give it width of few parents, and then height should just be automatic, and then we're going to give it a background color of white. Okay, so where is the background color? The background color is right here, white. All right, now we have a white background color. So now the next thing we'll be adding now is the header, of course. So to create the header, we'll be doing that with the label. So you get this label and you drag it onto the stage. Okay, something happened. It went to this side, so we'll go back to vertical arrangement and align horizontal. Let's do it this way. Align vertical, center, center. Okay, so there you go. Text for label 1. We're going to wipe this text for label 1 in the text, and we're going to name it my to-do list app. Okay, so okay, click on label. Type in capital letters since it's a header. My to-do list app. And there you go. Now we need to make it bolder. So we'll go and search for bold, font bold, and then we'll check for it, check. And then we are going to increase the size to 24. Let's see if it's going to be bold enough. 24. Okay, 24 is bold, but let's make it 26 to make it bolder. 26. And then you will have it, my to-do list application. So now the next thing we'll be getting, of course, is a text box where you can text in your tasks. Okay, so get a text box. There's a text box is down. Get it right here and position your text box right inside this place. Okay, no, it's supposed to be inside the vertical arrangement. So let's go on and then delete it. Then we drag it again. This time around, you make sure you're positioning it inside the vertical arrangement, okay? So it takes this arranged pattern, right? So now we go to the background color. We want the text box to have a background color of let's customize. Okay, let's customize to give it a particular background color. We take this up and then let's give it a yellowish background color. Yeah, done. Okay, this is okay. All right, and then for the text color, we want it to be text color. Text color should be okay. Should be black. Okay, for hints, let's give it a hint. What do you want to do? Or tax. Tax would be better. So tax. Okay, so that will be the hints that will be displayed on your screen when you are running it. Okay, on your phone or emulator. So now, the next thing we are going to do is to grab a button. We're going to add a button, add button tags, and then okay, but then let's change this text box to tax input. So we're going to name it tax input, tax input, and there you go, tax input. All right, better this way. So the next thing we'll do is to grab a button. But I want us to place this button in a horizontal arrangement to make them stay side by side. All right, so drag this and position it right here. Okay, width, height should be we're not supposed to reduce the height. Let's see, it's going to be much. Let me fix this. Okay, let's make it 30, 25, 25, 25. Okay, now let's make it the width. Fill parents. I think we should expand this much more. 35, 35, 35. 50 is not gonna be bad. Okay. All right. So now let's grab our button. Okay. Grab this button and position it here. So go back to your horizontal align center. Horizontal. No. All right, this way. Now we're going to grab another button or place it right here. Okay. So now we go back to the horizontal arrangement and also centralize the horizontal, we align horizontal, make it center. Let's see. Okay, now it's balanced. So for the first button, we're going to rename it to add button. Okay, add button. Add button. Okay, and for the second one, we're going to rename it to delete button. Okay, the delete button. And then okay, all right. So now we're going to demarcate them with colors. Of course, add should be green, while delete should be red. So background color or add button should be green, and then background color or delete button should be red. Whoa, it should be red. This way. So add and delete. So now we still have text for button 1 and text for button 2. So we're going to change that. Okay. So you click on add button And you go down to text. Okay, not text. Okay, text, yeah. You delete the text for button and you type in add tax. Add tax. Okay. And then you have this. And then for the delete button, delete tax. Delete tax. Okay. Okay, now we're going to make the text bold. We'll do the same thing for the add button. Check for bold. And then that is it. Add tax and then delete tax. You can also decide to change the background color of your screen. And decide to change it to something mild. Something mild. So let's customize and look for very nice color. This will be bad. Let's see. All right, we have something like this, which is not bad at all. So now we're going to add a list view to our project. So this time around, all right, it's right here, list view. We're going to change the color of the list view also. We're changing the background color to a mild yellow color. Okay. 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 This is okay. All right. And then for the text color should be black. Text color should be black. So where's the text color? Okay. What's the text color? Okay. Here's the text color. Text color should be black. And that is it. Now is remaining one more thing. Of course, our TinyDB, which should be the last thing we are adding to it before we move on to our block editor. Okay, so let's go and look for TinyDB. TinyDB can be found in your storage. So you scroll, get to storage and search for TinyDB. TinyDB is right here. So you just leave it somewhere here and it's added. So it's a non-visible component. You are not going to see it visible on your screen, but then when you look down here, you're going to see that it's already added to your screen and it's going to do its function perfectly fine. So now we'll move on to our block editor and then it's time to code. So the first thing we're going to do now is head on to our variable and then we're going to grab initialize global name. Okay, I'll drop this block right here. And then we're going to change this name to task list. Task list. Okay. And now we are going to create empty list. You can find this in your list block palette. So get this and place it right here. Okay. So now the next thing we are going to do is to scroll down and search for our add button. Click on add button and drag out when add button click to do something for us. So you're going to position this block right here and then you go back to your list. Okay, go back to your list and grab add item to lists. Position it right inside here. So now the next block we're going to grab is get global task list. Okay, you can either click here to get it. Wait, hold on. Sorry, it's not dropping down. So we'll go to our variables. You can also get it from your variables and get global task list. So you drag this block out here and you're going to click on the arrow down, change it to global task list, and then you're going to position it in this first socket right here. Okay, so the second block we're going to grab now is tax input to text. So we have, all right, here's our tax input. So look for tax input.text. All right, here's our tax input.text. Plug it into the second socket. There you go. So now the next thing we are going to do is to set list view.element. Now let's go and grab it. Click on your list view and search for set list view one.element. Okay, set list view one.element 2. Okay, then you position this particular block right here. Okay, to global tax list, to get global tax list. So we're going to duplicate this block, all right, instead of dragging it out again, and then we're going to plug it here. So the next thing we are going to do now is to go to tinydb. Okay, go to tinydb and search for this block called call tinydb store value tag value to store. Okay, let's look for it. Okay, it's right here. Call tinydb store value tag then value to store. Drag this out and place it right here. Okay, so now we are going to get items. We are going to plug in these two sockets. So the first item we are going to get now is to head on to our text. Head on to our text, and then we'll grab an empty block right here, and then inside this block we're going to type in tax. Okay, task, and there you go. So the next block we're going to plug here is get global tax list. So you're going to right click and duplicate again. Now you position this block right in this socket. So the next thing we'll be getting now is set tax input.text too. Okay, so click here and search for set tax input the text. Set tax input.text. We are going to drag out this block and position it right here. All right, set tax input. 2, we're going to create an empty block. So to do that, you head on to your block palette, click on text, and get an empty block. Then you place it right here. So we're going to leave this one empty. Okay, we are leaving that space empty. All right, so the next thing we'll do now is to code for the delete button. We are done coding for the add button, so it's time for us to code for the delete button. So the way you click on this delete button, the item you added that you want to delete is going to automatically get deleted. So to do that, you have to program it. Okay, so now you head on to your blocks and search for delete block. Click on it and then get when delete block is clicked, do something for me. So you place it right here, and then you are going to go back to your list and you search for remove list item from. So let's look for remove list item from this one. So the first one is add item to list, and this one is remove list item because we are deleting and we are adding here. Okay, so that's the difference between the both of them, because I know some of you may get confused. So get global lists or tags, we can as well duplicate from here and get this, we plug it right in here. And the next thing we'll be doing, of course, is to go and look for list view one.select selection index. So click on your list view and let's search for this particular block. Not here. Let's start from the beginning. Like I've passed it. All right, it's right here. List view one.selection index. So you plug it right here. Okay. So the next block we'll be getting now is head on back to your list view and get set list view one dot elements. Okay, to set list view one dot elements to, where is it? And set list view one dot elements to this one right here. Because right, we're going to attach another block to it. Okay. So the next block we'll be getting now is to duplicate this block again and position it right here. Okay. So now the next thing we'll be doing, of course, is to get this particular block again. Call tinydb.store. Alright, let's see if we can duplicate. Okay, we got duplicated. So now we're going to position it right here. And then it is set. Okay, it's going with these two blocks. So our project should be working perfectly fine now. Okay. So now the next thing we are going to do now is to run our project. So we're going to run our project with the AI companion to see how good is working. So click on AI companion, open the application on your phone and then scan the QR code. Okay. And it's loading. It's right here on my phone. Can you see the application we just built? Alright, so now I'm going to type in tasks of things I want to do. Okay, so let's start from I will. Okay, this is like a daily task, what I want to do for the day. I will arrange my room. I'll arrange my room in the morning. Let's say I'll arrange my room when I wake up in the morning. Alright, that's the first one. So I'm going to add task. You see, is right here. I will arrange my room in the morning. So the second task is then I'll have my breakfast. Okay. I will have my breakfast. No, you're going to have your bath first. I'll brush. Let me just say I'll brush. I'll brush my teeth and have my breath. That's after I must have finished arranging my room. Okay. Then add tasks. You see, I'll arrange my room when I wake up in the morning. I'll brush my teeth and have my bath. So the next thing is I will eat my breakfast. I will prepare. I'll prepare my breakfast. I'll prepare my breakfast. At least I'll prepare my breakfast. So after that, I'll watch my favorite Cartoon Network. Of course, after preparing your breakfast, you're going to eat, right? So we don't have to add it there. So I will watch my favorite show. Add task. So you may decide to what next. Okay, then I'll do my assignment. Add task. You see it's lining up, right? So the next thing we're going to do now is to add another task, which is after doing my assignment, what else? I will take a nap. I'll take a nap. Add tasks. Alright. And what else are we going to add? After that, I will help mommy make dinner. I will help mommy in the kitchen. I'll help mommy in the kitchen. and then add task. So now, when I'm done arranging my room, I may decide to return back to my app since it's task concluded. I've already concluded this particular task and I no longer need it here because tomorrow morning I may not want to do the same thing I did today. So I'll come to this place and I'll click on this first task. Then I'll click on delete task and the task is gone. So if I want to delete the second one, I'm going to do the same thing as well. I'll click on delete and the task is gone. Then I'll do it again. I'll click on delete and the task is gone. So that's how it works. You can add tasks and you can delete tasks. Whenever you return back to your application, the task you built will be right there waiting for you. Okay. So I believe by now you've learned how to create a perfectly working to-do list app that you can be using. Now you don't have to write down. Now you don't have to download it online. You can build it by yourself and download the very own app that you built by yourself. And then you'll be happy you did so. Alright? So this is the end of today's class and I'm going to see you in our next class. So bye for now.